is all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha-Rakah Kodash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone wow, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom, ba. This is 1 Chronicles 29 and 10. Wherefore David blessed Yahweh before all the congregation, and David said, Blessed be thou Yahweh, power of Israel our Father, forever and ever. Thine, O Yahweh, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty, for all that is in the heaven and in the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, which are his elect men, O Yahweh, and thou art exalted as head above all, which he is our head through Yahweh Shai. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is a Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. So when we've been converted in this truth, we stop living for ourselves and living to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. 1 Chronicles 29. And Malachi 1 verse 5, it shows you that only the Israelites could exalt Yahweh. Malachi 1 verse 5, and your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel. So the Israelites are praising Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. 1 Chronicles 29 and verse 12, it says, Both riches and honor come of thee, and thou reignest over all. And in thine hand is power and might, and in thine hand it is to make great and to give strength unto all, to his people, the Israelites, to all the Israelites, but 2/3 rejected, and that's why they got to die here and come back as babies through the elect loin. It says, Now therefore all power, we thank thee and praise thy glorious name. But who am I, and what is my people, which his people are the Israelites, he was the king of Israel, that we should be able to offer so willingly after this sort? For all things come of thee, and of thine own have we given thee. For we are strangers before thee, and sojourners, as were all our fathers. Our days on the earth are as a shadow, and there is none abiding. O Yahweh, our power, all this store that we have prepared to build thee an house, for thine holy name cometh of thine hand, and is all thine own, which Yahweh gives you the ability to do anything. There's no free will. All right. And King David was gathering for his son, King Solomon, to build the temple. Verse 17, I know also my power, that thou triest the heart and has pleasure in uprightness. So the Lord has favor on the righteous, which is within the Israelite nation. As for me, in the uprightness of mine heart, I have willingly offered all these things, and now have I seen with joy thy people, which are present here, to offer willingly unto thee. So you got Israelites that are willingly ignorant, and then you got Israelites that are willingly going to serve the Lord. It says in 2 Peter 3, verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, which were in the last days. That's why there's scoffers like Vocab Malone talking shit. These other Israelite camps talking shit, right? walking after their own lusts, which they're only trying to fulfill their own belly. And say, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, which this is dealing with the Israelites when they say the fathers, because the promise is only for the Israelites. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now in 2025, the year that we hope for judgment, the deliverance of the elect, and the punishment of the wicked to go forth, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Right? You got the cursed Israelite, the 2/3, and the heathen that are going to be destroyed in fire. All right, which are ungodly men. All right, salvation is only for the Israelite, but 2/3 of our people, the Israelites, are no longer our people because they don't accept Yahushua. Romans 9 verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, which we got that through Yahushua, and the glory, we glory in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and the covenants and the giving of the law. Who got the law? The Israelites. And the service of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and the promises, where it says, whose are the fathers. So we inherited from our fathers, which were Israelites, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, which Yahushua Hamashiach came for the Israelites, who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen. Not as though the word of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua, had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. So you're going to have unbelieving Israelites in fulfillment of prophecy, and their lot is to be destroyed with the devil and his angels, all right, which is in nuclear destruction, or chariot fire, all right. But it's not because the word had not taken effect, but because, in fact, it prophesies of these 2/3 that are going to perish here. Zechariah 13 and verse 8, and it shall come to pass, which is coming to pass, that in all the land of Babylon the Great, or aka America, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. So 2/3 of the nation of Israel and America will be cut off. They have no faith, they have no prayer in sight, and they're going to die here with the heathen. But the 1/3 shall be left therein, and I will bring the 1/3 part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So they're going to be purified, changed. When Yahushua returns, he's going to give us new bodies. It says, they shall call on my name. So you got to have his true name and his son's true name. And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, which are the Israelites. And they shall say, Yahweh is my power. All right. And he's going to deliver us, just as it says. It says in the Apocrypha. We're going to go to Ecclesiasticus 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Right? Talking about those elect Israelite men. And then it says in Isaiah 14 and 1, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So you got Israelites that look exactly like the 12 tribe sign, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But then you got Israelites that are considered strangers because they're not on that sign. But they're Israelites through faith, which we've been scattered throughout the world, and it's prophesied that we're going to be gathered throughout the world. But the main prophecies are happening in America, aka Babylon the Great. All right, Sodom, spiritually Sodom and spiritual Egypt. But the Lord's going to gather us, and He's gathering us into Yahushua through prophecy, which we hear through the mouth of a prophet of the nation of Israel. And if it registers with you, it's through the Lord that He allowed you to understand it, so that you could either come in this truth and be blessed or cursed. All right, the cursed Israelites are going to die in the lake of fire, nuclear destruction, because they're deceived into taking that implantable microchip, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which they're going to make mandatory very soon for buying and selling. And it's going to be worldwide, that nuclear destruction of Babylon. And it's going to be done by its enemies and allies, the NATO nations and the BRIC nations. They're going to come together and destroy America. Shalom to the elect. Wa abababa.